stop before you hire. Today, I want to talk about something very practical: how to spot warning signs when you're hiring a family lawyer in Arkansas, and what to do if you're already in a bad attorney-client relationship. Under Arkansas law, family law cases, divorce, custody, child support, alimony, are supposed to be handled in a way that serves your best interest and, if children are involved, the best interest of the child. But that only works if your lawyer is giving you honest advice, communicating clearly, and putting your goals ahead of their own convenience or ego. The Arkansas rules of professional conduct require lawyers to be competent, to communicate, to be honest about what they can and cannot do, and not to mislead you with promises they can't keep. Today, we'll walk through 5 major red flags and what you can do about each one if you see it happening. My name is Leon Jones Jr., and for over 15 years, I've practiced in both Arkansas and federal courts here. I've also worked for a Fortune 100 company and held positions of the Director of the Department of Labor and the Executive Director of the Arkansas Fair Housing Commission. Now, I'm the managing attorney here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group, where we advise and represent our clients in business law, civil litigation, estate planning, and family law. Over these many years, I've had families deal with this very issue, and I hope this video provides some insight into how I provide my advice, which is different for every family in every situation. So let's jump right in. Red flag number 1, guarantees and unrealistic promises. The first red flag is the lawyer who guarantees results, saying things like, "You will get full custody," "I can promise you you will get that house," or "I'd never lose." Under Arkansas family law, no lawyer can guarantee what a judge will do because judges must decide custody, visitation, and many financial issues based on specific facts and factors and what's in the best interest of the child, not promises made in a consultation room. Arkansas's rules of professional conduct specifically prohibit attorneys from making false statements or using misleading statements about their services, including statements that could create unjustified expectations about the results that they can deliver. That means in their advertising and in statements that they say like, "We always win our custody cases," or "We guarantee outcomes," are not just bad judgment, they can actually cross ethical lines. So here's what you should do about it. Number 1, ask the attorney to explain the range of possible outcomes, not just the best case scenario. Number 2, listen for language like likely, possible, and depends on the evidence instead of guarantees. Carefully consider and talk to lawyers about the risks and possibilities, not just the certainties. If a lawyer is promising the moon, especially in heated custody cases, consider that a strong sign to get a second opinion before signing a fee agreement. Red flag number 2, poor communication or ghosting. The second red flag is poor communication or no communication. This includes lawyers who's never returned phone calls, who leave you in the dark about court dates, or who file things without explaining what's happening. Under Arkansas's professional conduct rules, a lawyer has a duty to keep the client reasonably informed and to explain the matter so that the client can make informed decisions about their representation. In family law, this is especially important because your decisions, whether to settle, whether to push for trial, how to structure parenting time, have long-term effects on your child and on your finances. It's important to have a clear expectation of your rights, your options, and the implications of the choices in custody and support matters. What you should do about it in these scenarios is this. First, set expectations early. Ask questions like, how quickly do you usually respond to emails or calls? Or, will I mostly communicate with you or with your staff? If you already have a lawyer who is not responding, put your concerns in writing, politely but clearly, so there's a record, and give them an opportunity to correct any problems. If, however, the pattern continues or the problem continues, you're generally allowed to change lawyers. You may not be able to do so without paying for work that's already done, but you won't be stuck in an attorney-client relationship where you're constantly in the dark. To learn more about how we assist our clients with this type of legal situation, please click below and let's get started today. Now, red flag number 3. There's no strategy, just fighting. The third red flag is the lawyer whose only tool in the toolbox is aggression, endless motions, constant threats of trial, and no clear plan beyond "we'll fight them on everything." Arkansas law emphasizes that custody decisions specifically must be based on what's in the best interest of the child, and joint custody is favored where it is appropriate. Judges often look for parents and lawyers who are actually trying to reduce conflict, not inflame it. Our ethical guidelines for family lawyers also stress that lawyers should counsel clients about realistic outcomes, what the emotional and the financial cost of litigation can be, and also suggest some alternatives such as settlement, mediation, or some type of agreed parenting plan when those are appropriate. A lawyer whose entire identity is being the bulldog may drive up your fees, worsen the co-parenting relationships, and damage your credibility with the court. So here's what you should do about it. First, ask your lawyer early on, what is your strategy in my case? How will you know if the strategy is working? Ask them also to explain when negotiation or mediation may be better than a hearing, especially since Arkansas favors joint custody. In every conversation, if it comes back to "we'll crush them," but you never hear a calm explanation of the risks, evidence, and the likely judge's reactions, it may be time to consult someone whose approach is more balanced and child-focused. Red flag number 4, when you see confusing or unfair fees. The fourth red flag is murky money talk, unclear retainers, fees that keep changing without explanation, or pressure to sign a fee agreement you don't really understand. The ethical rules in Arkansas and general professional standards require lawyers to explain the fee agreements and billing practices so clients can make informed decisions and are not surprised later on. Family law in Arkansas is often billed hourly, and complex custody and property cases can be expensive, but that doesn't excuse the lack of transparency. There are ethical codes that stress that clients should understand the financial arrangement, which includes billing, before services begin, and arrangements should not exploit the client's emotional vulnerability. So, clients, how do you handle what you've just heard? First, before hiring, ask for a written fee agreement and take the time to read it. Ask questions about the billing rate, ask questions about the billing increments, and how your retainer is used. Second, ask for sample invoices or at least an explanation of what type of monthly bills look like in cases similar to yours. And 3, if you see unexpected charges or bills that double without explanation, ask for an itemized statement and a meeting to go over it. If things just don't add up, seek a second opinion or explore fee dispute options that may be available through the Arkansas bar or court process. Red flag number 5, disrespect for your values and your family. The fifth red flag is more personal, but just as important. A lawyer who dismisses your values, talks down to you, or disrespects your family situation. Ethical standards for lawyers and counselors stress respect for client dignity, non-discrimination, and the need to promote the client's welfare, not just the lawyer's personal agenda. Arkansas custody law requires the court to consider the best interests of the child, and that can include stability, relationships with both parents where appropriate, and the particular needs of the family. A lawyer who constantly pressures you to go scorched earth or says, "we will see you in court," when that's not consistent with your values, or who minimizes safety concerns or cultural, religious, or special needs issues is not serving you well. So here's what you should do about it. First, in your initial consultation, pay attention not just to what the lawyer knows, but how they listen. Do they ask about your goals? Do they ask about your children? Do they ask about your priorities? Or are they just concerned with winning? If you feel judged, rushed, or dismissed when you talk about co-parenting, faith, culture, safety, consider these warning signs. Remember, you are allowed to choose a lawyer whose style and values align with your long-term goals, not just short-term anger. So let's talk about some concrete steps that you can take right now if you realize these red flags in your current or prospective lawyer. Document your concerns. Keep your emails, your letters, your notes, and conversations, especially about communication, strategy, and billing. Next, ask direct questions. Schedule a focused meeting to ask about communication expectations, case strategy, and realistic outcomes under Arkansas law, especially since Arkansas favors joint custody, and ask for fee explanations. Also, seek a second opinion. It's common and acceptable to consult another Arkansas family lawyer for a fresh look at your situation. And if necessary, change counsel. You generally have a right to discharge your lawyer, hire new counsel, and request your file, subject, of course, to paying for work already performed, and court permission if a trial is imminent. If you believe serious ethical violations have occurred, such as false promises, mishandling of your funds, or extreme neglect, you can contact the Office of Professional Conduct, which oversees lawyer discipline in Arkansas. Family law is already stressful, but the right lawyer should bring clarity, honesty, and respect to the process. When you know these red flags and what to do about them, you're far stronger in position to protect yourself and your children and your future in the Arkansas courts. Mistakes underscore the need for professional guidance and coordinated planning with an experienced attorney. I encourage each of you to evaluate your situation early, discuss your unique needs with a qualified professional to secure the best possible outcomes. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and learn more about how we provide valuable information here at Big Rock Legacy Law Group to protect our clients' legacies and advocate for their rights.